thank you so much for being here tonight. I know it's not easy, but you're very brave for doing so.
Thank you so much for having me. No, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I thank God for strength.
And I'll keep you on my prayer list as well. I mean, it was a beautiful testimony. We just heard from Abby as well. So let's rewind the clock a little bit. You first met the Gosnells while you were still in high school, I believe 1995. In the webinar I heard from you guys last night, you became good friends with their niece. Explain for us how you got started with the Gosnells and how you grew closer and closer to them.
Well, like you said, yes, I was friends with their niece. And, I ended up walking her home one day after school. And when I met Pearl, which is Gosnell's wife, she says the first thing she said to me, she said, "You're pregnant and you don't need to have that baby." And it threw me off because I didn't know I was pregnant at the time. But yes, I was pregnant. And they ended up doing my first procedure, which was 2 o'clock in the morning. And, we became family. They helped me through high school. They helped me graduation, prom. They were like family to me.
And of course, as you were talking about in that interview with Abby the other night, you were talking about how you were staying over at their house and that they were very kind. They opened their doors to you. How did you eventually come to start working when it comes to the abortion side of his clinic? How did that come about?
Well, I had got married back in 2003. It didn't work out, and I came back home in 2004, and I didn't have anything. I didn't have any money, nothing. And it was offered to me to volunteer because they had a worker at the time they were having problems with. So I said, okay. Pearl was saying, Adrian, if you would like to make a couple of dollars, you can come and volunteer. And that's how it started. Next thing I know, I'm working there.
And did you dive straight into helping with the abortion procedure? I know with Abby Johnson, when she was working at Planned Parenthood, first they kept her far, far away from the procedure room and then slowly warmed her up to it. They tend to do that a lot in the abortion industry. Was that how it worked for you, or did you dive straight into it?
No, actually, I was trained to do the instruments. I was doing that for about a year, and then I was asked to assist in the room during first trimesters only. And it didn't seem too bad because I've been in those women's shoes. I've been on that table. So I understood. Um, but then after a while, I ended up with I'm sorry, excuse me. I ended up in the room also with second trimesters, and I ended up becoming Gosnell's right hand man.
And so as time went on, did your mindset begin to change about abortion? As you said, especially seeing the older children, the more developed children, did it start to make you reconsider what you were doing?
At first, no. At first, no, because again, I understand what those women were going through. Um, I will admit that I've noticed, and after a while, I became numb, very cold. It was just a job to me, and yeah, it was like that for about 2 years. Yeah.
Wow. So as time went on, the way the pro-life community, the way we look at the story, because of course we only know about Gosnell when the trial happens, right? When the arrest happened and everything else. And so you hear a lot of the House of Horrors, but did it start out that way, or did things perhaps start to slip and get worse over time?
Well, when I was there, the turning point for me was when he did a 30 weeker, which I'm going to always honor until the day I die. And I named him. His name is Jacob. And that was my turning point, and that's when I realized what I was doing was crazy, and it was about money to him at that point, and I just had to pray my way out of there. It was that was a bad moment, a horrible moment.